What's up, everybody? Sleddog here, back with another It's About That Grind. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the new card of the month, Heroic Rebirth, as much as I am. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Perhaps in a later video I'll talk about it. If you are new to my videos, these decks are best suited for beginner players who do not have access to a whole lot of cards, and wanted to get some soul gems from the AI to further increase their collection. As always, if you are new, you should beat the story and play around with the solo arena before you step into grinding out the practice AI. After you've done that, I would suggest checking out legend decks for ideas on what kind of deck you actually wanted to play. And after you figure out what kind of deck you want, you can start building your soul gem collection by fighting the expert AI, using either a deck that I've built or one of your own. Now, the last deck I did was a mono yellow token deck. This deck is a green-purple scout deck that focuses on protecting your heavier hitters with guard creatures, or taking out the enemy using the keyword lethal. I'd planned on doing a mono-green deck and a mono-purple deck, similar to the prior decks I did, but as I played I felt like the decks were not performing as well as they should have, especially with such few rares. Green especially felt weak, and only really started getting more wins when I upped the number of rares in it. I knew I could just edit the videos to only show the wins, but at the end of the day, I make these for newer players so they can beat the AI fast and effectively, and it just didn't seem right. So to fix this, I decided to combine the two decks and make one deck that was fast and effective. Now, most of these cards are going to be commons with a few rares as the exception. That being said, let's talk about the actual deck and I'll explain why I chose the cards I did. First up, Deadly Draugr. This is a 1-drop for 1/1 that contains the keyword lethal. Lethal being no matter how much toughness a creature has, as long as it's not warded, lethal will kill it no matter what. This is just your 1-drop. This can be used as a removal into the shadow lane. Say you can put it with another creature, so that way if anything, a guard gets in front of it, you can take it out without it hurting one of your other creatures along the way. Daedric Dagger. This is a item equip that gives you +1/+1 with lethal. This can go on pretty much any one of your creatures. Best case would be a card coming up called Old Gate Warden, and I'll explain that when I get there. Dragentail Savior. This is a pretty underrated card in my opinion. I usually don't see too much play of this, except for when you're facing against an orc deck. But for it to be able to get +1 for each enemy creature in lane, you can get up to +4 on this card in its attack, and it's only a 2-drop. The only downside is it never gains more than 3 health unless you put an item on it. Enchanted Plate. This is a cycle card. You equip it to your creature. It becomes a +0/+3 in addition to its other stats it may have. And this just draws a card. This is a good item card to have. You can put it on more of your weaker toughness cards that are more face damagey. And I'll explain what kind of cards you should put those on along the way. Old Gate Warden. This is a guard with Regenerate. He doesn't have any damage, but he has 5 toughness. The cool thing about the keyword Regenerate is at the end of the turn, or I should say at the beginning of your turn, he gains all his hit points back. So Daedric Dagger is a staple card to put on this. He becomes a 1/6 with Regenerate, so anything he fights he will kill, and then when it becomes your turn again, he's at full health. This is a good card to keep in the shadow lane to sort of keep sneak attack damage from getting through. Windkeep Spellsword. This is just a staple card to have in almost every purple deck. 2/2 with ward. It's very strong. It can trade up usually, and it has protection from lethal. Bandari Bruiser. This is one of the few green cards we threw in this deck just to kind of make the deck a little bit stronger. He's a 3/2 with Pilfer. When he pilfers, he gains +3 damage. This is one of the cards you're going to want to put Enchanted Plate on just to make sure he doesn't die to a Firebolt. Crushing Blow. It belongs in every deck against the AI. You never know when the extra 3 damage reach is going to win you the game. Stalwart Ally. This is your ally of this themed deck. He becomes a guard with 3/5 if the top of your deck is purple. You have less chance of getting this proc than the other decks, but the chance is still very high. Rothgar Artisan, a 2/3 for 3 summon. He gives a creature +1/+1. This is a very good card in my opinion for certain decks. Any deck where you want to kind of buff creatures, it's going to have a home in it. It works very well with the Old Gate Warden, giving him 1/6 and regenerate as well. Young Mammoth, this is one of the best cards in purple for its cost. 3 for 4/4 and breakthrough. This card is just insane. There's no reason to never run it, ever, in any purple deck. It has a home in any purple deck. And Zixley Invader, I'm sure I butchered that. This is just a 4-drop 5/3 common. Is pretty good in Arena or in facing the AI. I wouldn't use it for competitive play, but I'm sure in certain decks it does have a home. Cursed Spectre, it is a 4 for 2/2. It is also a prophecy card, and it is a summon Silence. Silence is a very strong ability to have in Elder Scrolls Legends, with most cards containing keywords or summon effects that a silence will just shut down. You can use this if there's a guard in your way and you're about to deal lethal damage, if there's a very strong creature that has a lot of items on him. It's a fairly good card. He's kind of overshadowed by maybe his older brother, Shadowfen Priest. But Shadowfen Priest is an epic, and we're trying to do this with just only rares and commons, so this has a good place in this deck. Gloom Wraith. He is a 4-drop for 3/3, but for every single purple creature you have on the field, he gains +1/+1. He also has breakthrough, so when he deals damage to a creature, he goes through it. Turn 4, you can have a very beefed up Gloom Wraith if the cards are in your favor. Stone Tooth Scrapper, another good card for Arena. He sort of falls into the same vein as this card. He doesn't really have any keywords, he doesn't have a summon effect, he's just a decent body to put on the field, and especially for this deck when just having lots of damage coming in and out, and the 5 toughness helps out so he doesn't get lightning bolted, it's going to help you secure that win that much faster. Lurking Mummy, he's a 2/6 prophecy with guard. This can save you the game. If you get this off of prophecy, as long as you're not holding an execute in hand, you can win the game just off of having him drawn. Watch Commander, this is put in there solely to buff up your guard creatures. You do have enough of them to warrant it. But sometimes this just kind of becomes a dead card in hand if you do not get the right setup. Especially if your Stalwart ally does not hit his proc. But if it does, this can beef up your guard creatures just to stop all damage from coming in. We're going to go into some matches now and see how it fares. Ka the Everlasting, this is a green-yellow deck. We're going to get rid of the Bendari Brews and the Gloom Wraith. They don't really have a place here. We're going to hold on to the Young Mammoth just so that way in case we don't draw a 2-drop, we still have at least something coming up in turn 3. This deck probably is going to have to deal with gaining health. Most decks that have the Everlasting tag on it just deal with gaining health. So we'll make this a 3/3. I don't think he'll trade in with that. He might, though. If he does, that'll be pretty good for us. He doesn't trade into it. So we're going to need to see if we get that. We need to get this proc. If we don't get this proc, we're going to be... Okay, so we're just sort of SOL. So he'll gain 3 health here because he's going to hit his hit on this to gain the health he needs. Now, life gain decks are very annoying. Okay, so we're going to trade in. We're going to just do that. That should stop this guy from killing it, and it should regenerate itself. So we are just going to play the Lurking Mummy in the left lane. Not going to break his rune because he could get a Prophecy Lightning Bolt. So he broke through our Warden. So we will Enchanted plate this to keep him alive. And we're just going to hit him with that. Put... We'll swing in, we'll break a rune, we'll put the Windkeep Sword on the right. That Ravenous Hydra, or Hunger, has got to go. Or this has got to go, one of the two. Okay. So we can get rid of that. Put this in the left. Hit him with that. We're going to kill that so he doesn't kill our Windkeep Spell Sword, and we're going to gain... We make good use of our mana, summon that. You may get a Prophecy Lightning Bolt here. Okay, so he just killed that anyways, that's fine. Well, that will be very annoying if we can't stop that. Okay. So. So he will gain 4 no matter what. We may have to kill him if we don't get a card here that can deal lethal. Okay, so he did not... Alright, we're still in an okay spot. I thought we were screwed. It's really going all in on us on this drain effect here. Okay. That's pretty good. So we definitely need to kill this. And we definitely need to kill that. And that. Can do this, and then buff him up with that. So I think the play here is to kill this, to get, and then we just stack up on the right side here. Dawnbreaker is pretty annoying. That's going to be a lot of damage on us. Not enough to not recover from, though. Okay. So we're going to have a pretty beefed up Gloom Wraith at the end of all this. And I believe we should win next turn, as long as nothing crazy happens. It's crazy, but it's certainly survivable, just barely. And we will win with the Daedric Dagger to finish him off so we don't break his prophecy and him get a chance to kill us. I don't know what he would kill us with in that deck. Oh, he could get the does 3 damage and he gains 3 health. That would have been really unfortunate. This first game, pretty good. Play one more. Quit the Limber. Same color deck. This is probably going to focus mostly on Pilfer. We will keep all of this, because he will probably get a Pilfer creature off in the right lane that we can do nothing about. Okay. We're just going to Young Mammoth on the left. So he's going to get a 0 cost, probably going to be a Goblin. I was hoping he put it in the right so I could play the Dragon Tail Savior. So we will kill that, and we will kill that. Put that on the left. Alright, so he will Shadow Shift into us. I'm going to just kill that Goblin Sulk with a Crushing Blow. Well, actually, I'll just let him play it. Yes. Territorial Viper. No matter how many times I get hit by that card, I never expect it. So we're going to hold on to that.
Let me at him. To the mud we all return.
Might as well just play this in the right lane. So we are going to do a few things here. We are going to put this in here. There is the... we don't have anything of our strong cards out, though, so that's fine. He is doing a lot of moving around, which is pretty annoying. But it is not the end of the world. Still have plenty of fight. Okay. So now we're just going to hold him down. Risk it for the biscuit, see how we fare. Take that out with that. We can pretty much ignore that. We cannot ignore that. Well, maybe we can. Okay. So we are going to hit it with this, hit it with that, hit it with that, hit it with that. See what he plays here. So we have to play Lurking Mummy here. Oh, the Tazcad. You will never see the Tazcad coming. Give me something. Oh, jeez. Well, that will do it for us. Unfortunately, we lost to Tazcad. Well, that will be the end of the video. Please like, subscribe, comment. Follow me on Twitter. I'll put it in the link below. And have fun out there with your grind. Thanks.